Hello, and welcome back to Ask Ashley. So I was at work the other day, and my girl Nikki G asked this question: how do you make girlfriends? And I immediately just started to question everything in my life. Like, how many girlfriends do I have? How the heck did I get them? And why are they still my friend? And how did I make that happen? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've got a lady squad. But how did I get them to be my friend and stick around for so long is the major question. So I started to think back on how exactly you go about making friends. And I think that a lot of the times it kind of can go different ways, but it starts with the conversation. So you got to get that conversation going, right? And a lot of times with us ladies, it revolves around compliments. And that sounds a little sexist, but whatever. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But like, let's be honest. You see a girl and you're making these eyes at her and you're like, this is weird because I see this girl and I don't want to date her. I just want to be her friend. Like, how do I become her friend? And so, it starts with the compliments. Like, hey, I like your shirt. Because if you ask me a compliment about something I'm wearing or my lipstick or something, I'm going to go on this long story about it. And from that long story, we'll probably find something in common and something to talk about a little more, it's sociable. And maybe you're a little bit more of an introvert or you really just hate everyone else's fashion. And so you're like, what in the world am I supposed to talk about? That's when you got to start joining clubs and classes of things that you like. Because the people who are in classes and clubs outside of the classes you have to take, your general ed classes, they're all there because you're bonding over the same thing that you like. So spark up a conversation with them and see what they like about the class and all that jazz. And even better, if you're both in a class you hate, oh, nothing brings people together more than a mutual hatred. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's true. Like, let's be honest. So now that you've established the fact that you have something to talk about, it's like, how do you drive it home? How do you tell a girl, hey, I want to be your friend, give me your number, and like, let's be besties? See, for me personally, I really would just walk up to them after a conversation and be like, hey, I think you'd fit my girl squad. I'm trying to compete with Taylor Swift, and do you want to be a part of my army? Now, not everyone's as crazy and bold as I am, and that's probably a good thing. So what you do is, in the age of social media, it's so much easier. So while you're in the middle of this conversation, you got to strategically plan like a little something about social media in there and be like, oh yeah, check out my cat on Instagram or something like that. And now that you are already on Instagram or on Facebook or on Twitter, and like, shit, you can even use Google Plus at this point. Like, I don't care. You're trying to find a lady date. Then you just tell them, oh, like, we should totally follow each other. And then you can start following each other. And then from your conversation, there had to be something that you talked about. Some mutually, whether it's like you love shopping or you love the same music or like shit, you love drinking. I don't know. I'm not judging you. Then a week later or a few days, hit them up via social media and be like, hey, I found this really awesome concert that's playing. Or, I know of a good happy hour. Are you interested in going? And this is pretty intimidating because you're basically asking a girl on a friendship date and being like, hey, I'm vulnerable. I just want you to be my friend. But, if she's mean and she says no, then whatever. You didn't want her in your squad anyways. There can only be one diva bitch. And if you want it to be you, then that is fine. This has been Ask Ashley. Do not be afraid to just ask people to be your friend. It's not as weird as I make it sound. Love yourself, love each other. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Send me all your questions and your opinions. I'm here for you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally forgot. It is my anniversary. So, in the age of Facebook, letting us know every 5 seconds, like, what happened on this very day last year, which, by the way, is bringing up so many weird statuses that I did. And, God, the teens were a rough time. And so it told me that 3 years ago, last week, was the very first time I posted an Ask Ashley video, which happened to be about being tired of Mr. Wrong and, having the wrong guy and trying to find the right guy and all that jazz. And look, I come so far from now. I graduated from college. My hair is blonde. I mean, life. I got a little bit more followers. So thank you guys, everyone who stuck through from beginning to end. I really appreciate it. It's not ending, don't worry. And all my new followers and everything. So don't forget, I'm always here for you. 3 years strong. So strong. See that? It's the shoulder pads. But whatever. Don't forget, love yourself, love each other.